Well, welcome back, Texas. So, yes, the holidays are over. So, why are you still overeating? Is that just me or is everybody overeating? I feel like I'm still kind of overeating. They all say, I think we all know that gut health is the key to brain health. And our next guest is here to sort it all out. So, we are happy to have you here, Janna. Hey,
Hi,
welcome.
thanks for having me.
We are so happy to have you on the show today. And I've been really excited to dive into this topic of gut health because you, Janice, say there is one ingredient that causes weight gain and skin blemishes. So, what is that one ingredient?
Yeah, so most people probably aren't going to want to hear it, but sugar is the ingredient. And in fact, when you have sugar and dairy together, that causes a lot of inflammation in your gut, and it causes those nasty breakouts that we don't want.
Okay, that's interesting. I guess it makes sense too, but I didn't appreciate the combination of the dairy and the sugar together. So, like ice cream, don't even do it, right? This spring and summer, don't do it. So, let's talk about bloating because that's one of the things that, as I've overeaten this, past several weeks, let's talk about ways that we can avoid that. I'm sure staying away from the sugar and the dairy, like you mentioned, is one, but what are some other things we can do?
Yeah, I mean, who wants to feel bloated, right? It's like that eliminates wearing all fitted clothes and you've got to wear your comfy clothes, right?
Yeah.
So there's a few things here. Staying hydrated is super important. Most people really don't drink enough water and they don't have electrolytes. And, electrolytes, most of the ones that we get today in the stores are full of sugars, artificial sweeteners, dyes. But then they have like Ultima, little things like that don't have the dye, they don't have the sugars, but they have the electrolytes that help keep everything balanced in our body. So taking a high quality probiotic is also another one. Not overeating, right? And just staying away from the foods that bloat us, right? The legumes, dairy, wheat, corn, all of those things. So if you got something coming up and you want to be a little slim and trim right here, stay hydrated and don't overeat.
So talk about those myths when it comes to sleep. Like, I don't need any sleep. I'll sleep when I die. What are your thoughts to how we should really be respecting the concept of sleep?
Yeah, that's a tough one these days because, the technology, people working, and then it's like, if your mom's like us, right, you get your kids to bed and then you're finally like, oh, I have time for myself and I have time to work. And, for me as a single mom, when I have my kids every other week, I get them to bed and I'm like, oh, I can go work now. I can go do stuff. And it takes a lot of self-discipline, but things that really help with sleep, because sleep is so important. It affects how you eat, right? So if you're getting 2 or 3 hours of sleep, that is comparable to like driving under the influence. That's how it is with your brain. So getting sleep is so important to how you focus, to working out, to not overeating the next day, keeping your blood sugar stable, and just feeling your very best. If I don't get much sleep, I know I can be grouchy with my kids the next day, right? I don't want to be that mom. So if you can not overeat dinner, and then try not to eat 3 hours before your bedtime, your body will sleep much better. And eliminating as much light as possible in your room, that helps a lot. And a lot of people are deficient in magnesium, and magnesium is really good at keeping our bodies calm. So those would probably be my top 3 tips in getting better sleep.
I'm loving all of your tips today and your strategies. So, how can myself or our viewers reach out to you and work with you here in Austin?
Yeah, so I help everyone virtually. They can go to my website, revivebyjanna.com, and they can look at the services I provide and work one-on-one with me. And, most of the time when people come to me, they've kind of been through it all. They've tried everything. They've been to doctors. And, when people work with me, they see results and it's long lasting changes, which is what we want, right? There's no magic pill that works overnight.
So good. Janna, I'm so grateful to have you on the show today. And Texas, stay tuned. Yes, she's right in Austin. Make sure you hit her up. And we can't forget your podcast. Coming up later in the show, Amanda and Alexandra, they have chosen you as their podcast pick of the week. So they're going to learn at least 3 things today about why people should be tuning in. We'll be right back.